Singapore is often called the Garden City, as we have plants, flowers, and trees everywhere on our little island. Can you imagine looking out the window, not seeing any greenery? Hello everyone, my name is Siyang, and today I'm going to present to you a story that I wrote, titled The First Tree. There was once a beautiful town full of trees and flowers, birds happily chirping in their nest, and the weather was never too hot or cold. But everything changed when the people in the town started taking trees for granted, as they expected nature to have infinite trees, and kept on chopping down trees for buildings, machine, furniture, paper, bags, rayon clothing, hats, and so on. At first, they only took what they needed, but eventually they became greedy and took more every time, until finally there was no more trees. If you look outside, all you could see was buildings and buildings and more buildings. All the greenery were gone. Due to the lack of trees, the once beautiful town became dull and polluted. Everyone in the town easily fell sick, thanks to the polluted air. Birds and animals were homeless. The weather was always very hot, and everyone was scared to go outside, except for a boy named James. He loved trees and wanted to be a gardener when he grew up. But his parents did not want to move to another town, so all he could do was read about gardening and nature. Every day, he went out of his house to explore the town, hoping to find a tree somewhere or even just a small patch of grass, but no success. Until one day, he found a little patch of grass and there was a little sapling on it. James was excited to see the sapling, but was terrified that it would die. So he brought it back to his house and looked after it carefully every day. After a few months, the little sapling grew into a tree and was no longer able to be hidden, and others saw the tree as well. They were fascinated as they haven't seen a tree in years. James was terrified for the tree as they thought that they would cut it down. But after a few days, when James went to the house, he saw other people next to it planting their own trees. James was delighted that he was wrong. After a year, more and more people went out of their houses and started planting trees, and the trees grew bigger and bigger. After a few years, all the previous beauty was restored, but out of all the new trees and flowers, James' favorite was the first tree he grew. We all should protect trees, as trees play a very important part of nature and our life. They improve our urban environment. They also help to improve the air and the water quality by absorbing pollutants, intercepting particles, releasing oxygen, and so on. Not just that, cutting down trees may also affect us because it can cause climate change, desertification, and so on. It is also a host of problems for living people. Learning how to save trees is one of the most powerful things you can do to help the planet. Without a doubt, the easiest way to support trees is to go out and plant trees yourself. Whether you plant a single tree in your backyard or plant several at once, your actions will have a positive impact on our planet and climate change. Going out into the park and enjoying our existing nature for yourself is another way to save trees. Once you get outside and appreciate all that our nature has to offer, you'll be filled with a new vigor for protecting the planet. Saving trees may seem intimidating, but it's really far easier than you think. Everyone, no matter how young or old, has the power to protect our existing forests. Thank you for watching my presentation. I hope you have more knowledge on how to save trees now. Thank you and goodbye.